Yeah, I'll be there in a second. Let's make sure we're good because we gotta talk. Checking 1, 2. Checking. Checking. Okay. We're good, and we gotta talk. Um, Welcome to Coffee and Resales. My name's Ryan. I get stuff from yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores in South Georgia. Yeah. This needs to be something that's not coffee, I think. I did a thing. So yeah, we'll just jump into it. I bought 3,500 books all at once. Old books, most of them. Yeah, I didn't spend a lot of money. Took 6, 8 hours on Saturday, me and a buddy and my son, pack them up into a 15-foot U-Haul, brought them to my garage, and I'm gonna sell them. I hope. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I did. Got a Facebook Marketplace deal. Somebody down South Georgia posted. It was an older couple. They did like antiques booths and stuff for years, and they were getting older and couldn't handle it, and put it up, and they basically decided to take best offer. I lowballed them. They said couldn't get it. I'm like, what? Uh, okay. So Saturday, I called a buddy, scrambled around a little bit, got a buddy of mine from church, got one of my sons. We were down in South Georgia. Packed up 60 bins of boxes. That fills up about 3/4 of a 15-foot U-Haul. Yeah, and brought it back and unloaded it, and I think it's a good deal. I just gotta put the work in. I did the hard part. The hard if you've been in this business any length of time, you realize something. The hard part is sourcing, and when you come across a source, you gotta jump on it, and that's what I decided to do. Um, so we got it done, and I got to clear out some rooms, some places, and to make things fit. And I'm going to show you some stuff I got. I've actually already gone through a box and a couple interesting finds, so that show that this may show some promise. So had a couple of sales over the weekend. Not a huge deal. Not the biggest deal, but I'm gonna need to pay for this stuff. Uh, so King James large giant print Bible. This went for $8 shipped. I was a little surprised it didn't go for more, but it's also been sitting for a while. It's not in the best shape, like cover wise and all that. So uh, I'll be glad to get that out. And one of my bread and butter pieces, Baptist hymnal. This went for $13. So again, check out probably the last video I posted was a guide to selling hymnals. So check that out. This is one of the ones you need to keep an eye out for because this consistently sells. Okay, sales are out of the way. Actually low sales for a weekend, but that happens sometimes. And that wasn't what my mind was really concerned with. But we're going to jump into it. The first box I went through was their box of signed books. This is about a file box size of signed books. If you, I got a viewer. I just bought 3,500 books. Yeah, And so the first box out of that was the first one I grabbed. Let's check it out, see if there's one that's a hit. And it was a box of signed books. Most of these, I think I'll be lucky to get $5 to $10 a piece on. I actually may put them up on a couple of Facebook groups, and that's probably where my sub $10 books are going to go. Is I'm going to throw them up on Facebook Marketplace groups, see if I get a hit there, of somebody who has a collects of genres like they're just into signed books. But there were three books in that lot that looked like they may have been worthwhile to get. So first one, this is Hell's Guest by Colonel Glenn Fraser. It looks like this is maybe, yeah, this is the Bataan Death March story. I actually grew up with an old guy, with an old soldier who was in the Bataan Death March. One of my grandpa's friends, and a lot of respect for that guy. I think he was one of the ones. There were several of this, the Bataan Death March, that they lost so much weight that they actually, like, their PTSD actually drove them to be overweight for most of the rest of their lives because they were so scared of it. That's how bad that was. But this is Hell's Guest. This is signed paperback. It's a $20 book, but it's real intriguing story, about those guys. And salute to them. We've lost most of those guys. My grandpa's generation, who fought World War II. There's not a lot of them left. And so we're just past D-Day, and so it's they're passing on. So they taught my generation a lot. There was a big connect between Gen X and Grace generation. They were our grandparents, and I don't know. There was something. I feel that there was something special there that we got that I don't know that maybe some of the more modern generations didn't have. Because maybe we're the last generation with a real connection to a warrior mentality, to what they went through in World War II, and they passed their story. We were the ones they told their stories to, growing up. So, something there about that. Another signed book. This one's a little rough, but this is a Georgia history book, White Columns in Georgia. This I'll talk in a minute about the lot I got. This is signed edition. This is one of those ones that would be worth a little bit. This is maybe a $20 book. It's a consistent seller when it's not signed, in any format. So I'm encouraged about that one. Finally, and I don't know how this one wound up in the box. It may have just kind of gotten tossed in, when we were kind of finishing up. Georgia Legislative Manual, 1931-1933. These legislative manuals seem to sell, of whatever state. So this is what I'm kind of hoping a lot of these old books are going to fall into, or what I think a lot of them may fall into, that $10 to $20 range. What I think is going to pay for most of what I got. There was a large Civil War history collection, and with a batch of Georgia history books kind of lumped into it. And there was a large religious section that they had. On top of that, a big chunk of what looked like maybe a shelf full of late 1800s, early 1900s books, that were really pretty. And so those three, I think, are going to be where most of my money is going to get made, unless I trip over some bizarre $500 book somewhere else. But those are okay sellers. I'm in like the right Facebook Marketplace groups, I think, to sell some of those. So a lot of those are going to go in there, particularly the ones that are worth less than probably about 15 bucks. I'm going to put in that lot and see how they do, and put up on those groups. So, yeah, if you need a book, let me know, because I got some. Yeah, 3,500 books I just bought. That's gonna be some work, but that's gonna be worth it. So, y'all have a good day, and I hope y'all sell some stuff. I hope I sell some stuff. Bye.